Yeah, I've got really good memories of that whole trip. To be able to come here to India, historically it's been really difficult for touring teams to come to India and to win games and to win series, and for us to win that T20 series and then to be able to win the one-day series, and for me to be able to play a role in getting that one-day series back on track for the Australian team. We were chasing our tail a bit after being 2-0 down in a 5-match series, and to be able to get an opportunity firstly in the Australian team and then to contribute to winning that night in Mohali. I got really fond memories of that night, and personally I take a lot of confidence out of that night against a world-class team and a world-class bowling attack, and it's just given me a lot of belief in my own ability that my best is good enough against the best in the world. The only motivation that I need is, or the only pressure that I have is the pressure I put on myself, really, and the motivation of playing for Australia is as good a motivation as there is. And what I've got ahead of me is just a brilliant opportunity, and anytime you get a chance to represent your country, it's like gold. And everyone knows that opportunities to play for your country don't come around every day, and when you do get that chance, it's up to the individual to take that chance. And if selected, I feel ready to go, and I love playing for Australia, and I can't wait to get another opportunity. Finch has been really good to me personally. Since I've been around Australian squads, he's been so good to me personally, and he's given me a lot of confidence to play my game and play the way I want to play. And he's also given that belief to the whole squad, and he's a brilliant leader. And since he's taken over the full-time captaincy of the one-day and T20 teams, I feel like we've gone from strength to strength, and to be able to have some consistency in that leadership's been really good. And I think that all of the boys, most importantly, love playing under Finch's captaincy, and I think that Australia have got a great history of really good leaders, and Finch is just continuing on that tradition. Well, I think that the conditions play a really big part in that, and the Indian spinners have been so successful because they've been effective all around the world, and they've been able to bowl really well on some flat wickets. They're not just bowling really well in home conditions on spinning wickets, they've been able to do it all over the world. And part of the recipe for success that we had here last time was being able to come up with a solution to combat the world-class spinners that India do have. And no doubt their spinners are going to bowl a lot of overs through the middle overs of these one-day games, and a lot of times in a lot of games that's where the game's won or lost. And in all of our planning, a big part of our preparation goes into how we're going to combat the Indian spinners, and it's always a big challenge, particularly coming here to India. It's a challenge that we're really looking forward to, and it's something from this last series we've taken belief out of that series that we know that our best is good enough. And if we prepare well and we're really clear on our game plans and our tactics, that we know our best is good enough. Yeah, you're right, they are two greats of Australian cricket and world cricket at the moment, and I was really fortunate to spend a few weeks with Steve at the IPL and to be able to spend a lot of time with him in these conditions. I spent so much time watching him bat in the nets and following him around the hotel, and picking his brains about how he plays, particularly in India. And Dave's the same. He's had so much success all around the world, but particularly here in India and in the IPL. And he thinks about the game really well, and it's no fluke that he's had as much success in these conditions as he has. He's got really good plans, and as a young player coming into the team and with little international experience, I'd be crazy if I wasn't picking their brains and trying to learn from them, because those two guys are two of the best in the world.